Brighten up those dark mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lekter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Good morning. Welcome to Mornings at the Cabin for your Thursday morning. It's Wheeler with us, alone as usual around this time when Ollie's out of town and Scott kind of ambles in just after 7. We don't hold it against him, and that's fine. Plenty to talk about this morning. We got Dead North coming up next week. We got the Snow King festival starting also next week. There is a new Sam Cooke documentary on Netflix, which I started watching last night. It is absolutely fascinating. I think we all know kind of Sam Cooke. I don't know how in depth we know Sam Cooke past being like a pop icon, a soul icon, and like we all know a change is going to come. So that's going to come up in the show. I put it in there, but some of the political leanings and the activism that kind of went with him, I hadn't known about. I hadn't done a lot of research into Sam Cooke. Really fascinating documentary. Netflix is producing some incredible documentaries, so check that out. I don't know how much Scott knows about Sam Cooke. At some point, we're also going to cast the Hulk Hogan biopic at some point this morning. So you get a lot. You get a breadth of things here on the morning show, right? You get to talk seriously about musicianship and what an impact an artist had on the music that we listen to today, and the ramifications of his political leanings. And also, let's have some fun and cast the Hulk Hogan biopicture, which has already cast Chris Hemsworth as Hulk Hogan. I think that's pretty awesome. So when Scott gets here, we'll get into that. Scott's a huge wrestling fan. Mornings at the Cabin.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Lekter has strolled into work, and we calling it work?
It can be. Sometimes it feels like it.
I mean, of course it does, man. There's some things we got to do around here.
We play a lot.
We play a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Lots of playtime.
And we are going to have another play pal? That doesn't sound good. Cabin Radio is taking in its first radio intern from
its first play pal.
Its first play pal. And we're going to have play dates, and we're going to be taking advantage of slave labor. And it's going to be great. No, we've got a student coming up from Algonquin College in Ottawa.
Yeah.
And they are going to be here for a month. Yeah, about a month.
About a month.
And that's just their practicum. You had to do this.
Yeah. Normally, media colleges, to graduate the program, the final thing you do is go on a 5-week.
Oh, God. This is stands between her and graduation?
Oh, totally.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Her fate
Why is she
lies
coming
in
to
our
a
hands.
fake radio station for that? They're going to be like, okay, so what FM signal we were on? And she'll be like, they were online only. Ooh, not a good start.
But if she's journalism.
No, I know. She's
just writing news stories. It's on the website would have been if we were on FM anyway.
That's right.
So it's okay.
That's right. Anyway, this is very cool. She's going to be here next month in like a couple of weeks. And we are actually we've put it out there that we are looking for a place for her to stay.
Yeah.
Because we can't afford to pay her much. This is reality. We can't afford to pay ourselves much, so why would we pay an intern anything?
Yeah, and it's part of the program. I know some people have kind of hesitations about it, and fair enough.
The whole free intern thing, the whole free to work thing is that's tough because it's so predominant in the industry.
Yes,
where kids fresh out of school with tons of debt are like, hey, can you work free for 6 months?
Yeah,
or whatever. So I can understand why a lot of people are behind that. So we are going to try to mitigate that as much as possible, get her some free comms, but also toss her some cash whenever we can. Yeah. Also, if you want to support the Patreon, this is a great time to do it.
Or if you just want to drop by and hand out gift certificates or something like that, we're always open to that as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. If you want to come in here,
our intern for a month.
Ooh, that's good. This is good. This is going to be good. We're going to feed our intern. Let's do a Facebook post and an Instagram post. We'll just get her to take a sad picture and be like,
I'm hungry.
Radio doesn't pay much. I'm really looking forward to this. I know Ollie's looking forward to it. Ollie and Sarah having a little bit more off their plate that they can kind of be like, here, go out and catch this. Go out and catch this. Yeah. This is going to be great for them. Just interested to have another set of eyes and feet and a strong back to carry things.
and for us, for Cabin Radio in general, just a really cool opportunity to
absolutely
to be able to bring someone up and apparently this person really specifically wanted to find a placement somewhere in the north.
Okay.
And I don't know if we were necessarily the first person that they reached, or the first station that they reached out to.
Well, where else are you going to go?
Well,
CBC.
you only got so many options. So I don't know if we were the first person they reached out to, but we got an email, I don't know when it would have been, a couple weeks ago now, from a professor at Algonquin College.
Yeah.
And I mean, it felt kind of honored to receive that. It's a bit of legitimacy, right?
That's right. It gives us an air of legitimacy. It's like, oh, we are a station that takes in college students for them to do their practicum.
And other people are aware of us.
Yeah.
Huh,
that's
okay.
good.
Yeah.
I like that.
Outside of the NWT.
Yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
I got tapped to do some hosting gig for a web series.
Oh, really?
In partnership with Toyota.
Okay.
So I talked to them last night, so we're gonna have a Skype meeting later this week. And while they're in town, I'm gonna show them around and probably get a lot of things wrong.
What are you gonna be doing? Just
I don't know. Well, they want to check out the
stuff?
Long John Jamboree and the Snow Castle, and they're like, if there's anything else going on around that time, she's gonna send me some dates. And it's like, oh yeah, there's plenty of stuff.
Yeah.
So
well, it's nice for them and for this journalism
Really,
coming during the
best
time
the
of
best time of the year,
Yellowknife,
the best time of the year, other than Folk in the Rocks, and Burlesque, and
the best winter spring
and Wycliffe, and Dead North, and
I guess they'll just miss Dead North.
Yes,
but as far as like stuff to do,
it's pretty good.
And as far as a journalism student looking for stories,
that's right.
Lots
they're
to
going to
talk
be up
about,
there.
lots to cover. So
lots of tourists in town, lots of the ice carvers, snow carvers, things like that. So I mean, it's going to be cool for them.
Yeah,
I hope.
So when she gets here, hopefully welcome her with open arms.
That's right.
Be a lovely community,
open arms,
as we always are here.
I'm not going to open arm her, for God's sake.
Well, yeah, maybe
a handshake.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. Come here. Come on, give us a hug. Come on. No, I don't think we could do that.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast. Hey, it was early. What do you want from us?
Wheeler and Lekter with you on the Mornings at the Cabin show. We call it MATC, Matt C, Matt Key as well. Matt Key. And then if we had an H, it'd just be the Match Show.
The
That'd
Match.
be good. Yeah, Mornings at the Cabin hour.
There's already one of those. There's already a match game. We don't need a match
There's
show.
a match game?
Match game.
All right, everybody, let's play the game.
That's right.
Yeah, speaking of Simpsons segues, on this, well, not this day, yesterday, actually. Yesterday, we should have picked up on this yesterday, but we didn't.
We didn't.
It's fine.
And here we are.
27 years ago yesterday, the episode Homer at the Bat aired. It's one of the best Simpsons episodes. It's got to be a top 10er.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah. Maybe even a top 5er.
It's commonly referred to as the best Simpsons episode ever.
That is not true. No, Marge versus the Monorail is the best episode. That's been considered.
That has been considered.
Yeah.
Also, I forget the name of the episode, but the one when the power plant workers go on strike.
You forgot the name of that episode?
Was it like Last Exit to Springfield or something like that? It's something like that.
Yes, I think that's what it's called.
That one is also
that one's great.
Commonly
Dental
referred
plan
to as the best.
Yeah, dental plan. But Homer at the Bat is filled with like some of the best of Simpsons ever, and it's season 2, right? Is it season 2 or season 3? I think it's season 2.
I think it is season 2. I think you might be right. Yeah.
So it's like still kind of older Simpsons, but it's like it kind of bridges that gap between older Simpsons, which is first season, which is quite different,
right?
And then like say the first bit of season 2. Season 2 starts to come into its own. Season 3 is brilliant. Season 4 is
maybe it is
perfection.
Season 3.
But anyway, it kind of bridges that gap between older Simpsons, even the drawing style and the vocal styles of some of the characters, and then is kind of blasted off into that classic Simpsons era between season 3 and season, I say 12. A lot of people say season 9 or 8. I say 12.
Oh, it's season 3.
It's season 3.
Yeah.
Well, season 3, it's definitely coming into its own. But there's still some of the Chief older animation style, and even Chief Wiggum. We were listening to some clips, and he's way more Edward G. Robinson in the older episodes than he is later on.
Yeah. Like you say, it's combines some of those old elements from the first two seasons, and but definitely the best. And I mean, The Simpsons throughout the years has had so many cameo appearances,
and it's probably the best one.
This one's the best, without question.
So you got like all these MLB, most of them Hall of Famers now. You got Wade Boggs, Ken Griffey Jr., Roger Clemens, Darryl Strawberry, Steve Sosha, Mike Sosha, Steve Sachs, Ozzie Smith,
Darryl Strawberry.
What did he say? He said Darryl Strawberry.
Oh,
Don Mattingly. I think that's it.
Ken Griffey Jr.
I already said that one.
Wade Boggs.
I already said Wade Boggs. Or did I say Wade Boggs? I had like 9 of them.
I wasn't listening.
Right, and so they become. If you don't know. how dare you, for one. But if you don't know, they become ringers on the nuclear plant's softball team.
Over $1 million bet with the Shelbyville nuclear power plant.
That's right.
Not sure why neighboring towns both need nuclear power plants.
And that nuclear power plant owner-operator is modeled after Aristotle Onassis, which is really funny. And he's just like, I bet $1 million. And he's like,
well, why don't we make it interesting?
$1 million isn't interesting?
Oh, sorry. No, I thought you said something else.
I thought we were going to bait each other. You know how it goes. Yes, $1 million would be fine. It's one of the most quotable episodes. We were just watching a few, and it's like the umpire explaining the game. He gets the two captions together. He's like, after the first inning, when you get to first, you have to chug a beer. Every run you score, you have to chug a beer. The odd numbered innings are the beer innings. After each even odd numbered inning, you have to chug a beer. And the fourth inning is the beer inning. I really messed that up.
I've been.
I really messed that up.
It's okay. It's okay.
It's not okay.
We'll be okay.
No.
You just watch the episode again.
Daryl.
Jesse, that's not very nice.
Don't worry, he's a professional athlete. Rolls right off his back.
I've been playing with the idea that we should enter a cabin radio slow pitch team.
This year. Absolutely wholeheartedly agree. I don't know how my knees are going to feel about it. But I'm working on it.
We'll have pinch runners for you. It's fine.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
We could do that. There's no rule against it in slow
really?
pitch. Yeah. Yeah, you just got to hit the ball.
Yeah.
Make it to first. And
I got to make it to first?
You just make it to first. Just hit it to the fence.
No, I think
you'll make it to first.
I think I'm gonna keep doing the gym. So like hopefully by May, whenever it starts, my knees will probably be screaming, but maybe my body will be a bit lighter.
Perhaps.
Or maybe my legs will be a bit stronger. I need to really solidify my trunk.
Yes.
I gotta get those home run muscles up again.
I think it would be fun if we did have a cabin team to maybe fashion our jerseys after the Springfield nuclear power plant softball team.
You didn't even finish that thought before I said yes.
And have all the ringers' names on the back of our jerseys.
Yes.
I could be Ozzie Smith.
Why would you be Ozzie Smith?
I don't know. Who else should I be?
I don't know. I'll be... Who is at first base? I'll be Wade Boggs.
Okay.
No, Don Mattingly.
All right.
Shave those sideburns.
I pick Jose Canseco.
You got yourself a player. No, that was Wade Boggs. Damn it! You're really bastardizing this whole thing.
We were talking off the air, and I mean, like we said, it's arguably. You
gonna bring the off air on the air?
Yeah,
off air on air.
Like we said, it's arguably the greatest Simpsons episode of all time. And every year that the anniversary of it first airing comes up, you see something about it. It's commemorated in some way now. So I think it was like the 24th or 25th anniversary or something, and I saw this article that was like 10 things you didn't know about the Homer at the Bat episode. Yeah. So of course I read that, and I read probably my favorite story about a Simpsons episode, which was. So, the scene where Mr. Burns introduces the brain and nerve tonic to the team to keep them on edge and keep them focused and ready to go.
It's like there's a party in my mouth and everyone's invited.
Apparently, Ken Griffey Jr. had to record that line so many times because he just was not getting it.
Just couldn't get it. He's not an actor. Sorry.
He kept delivering it and was like, it's a party in my mouth. And everyone's invited, and he's like, I don't understand. I don't get the joke. And they're just like, just do it like this, a little more, like just one more take.
Ken, if I can, imagine that there are people inside your mouth, a lot of them.
And apparently he had to record it so many times that he got so frustrated by the end that I think he might have stormed out of the studio.
Amazing.
And so now every time I watch that episode and I hear him deliver that line, wow, it's like there's a party in my mouth and everyone's invited. I just imagine him ripping off his headphones.
That's enough. That's enough.
I'm never recording that line again.
We'll do it live. Ken, we can't really. It's the terrible strain on the animator's wrists to do it live.
Poor Ken.
Oh man, that's hilarious. I love that. That's definitely one of my favorite episodes. If you have it in your library, watch it right now. Don't even go to work. And for one of the first times on Mornings at the Cabin, we will play an appropriate outro song.
Well, Mr. Burns had done it. The power plant had won it, with Roger Clemens clucking all the while. Mike Socha's tragic illness made us smile, while Wade Boggs lay unconscious on the barroom tile. We're talking softball, from Maine to San Diego, talking softball. Mattingly and Canseco, Ken Griffey's grotesquely swole his jaw. Steve Sachs and his running with the law. We're talking Homer, Ozzy and the Straw. We're talking softball, from Maine to San Diego, talking softball. Mattingly and Canseco, Ken Griffey's grotesquely swollen jaw. Steve Sachs and his running with the law. We're talking Homer, Ozzy and the Straw.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast.
The Northern Scene series continues this weekend at NACC with Crook the Kid tomorrow night, and our guest on the morning show this morning, MIRAJ, on Saturday night. What's up, guys?
Hello. Hey. Hi.
All right. Thanks for joining us this morning. Tell us, you're part of the Northern Mentee series at NACC. Tell us how kind of that's evolved your pairing. You guys have been together since 2015. You guys have been doing a lot of work together, but like, how has this mentee series kind of has it kind of boosted you guys up a little bit more? Like, it's given you a bit more chance to work together.
Yeah, for sure. Last year we got to do a lot. We actually went away to Montreal, played a festival, NACC. We just recently went to Banff, did a music residency down there. Played Folk on the Rocks last summer. A lot of DJ gigs in between. So no, it's been very helpful.
Yeah, you guys have been working really, really hard. Like every time there's a show on, there's either one of you is DJing or both of you are DJing, and you guys did a Dead North movie last year, and you did a couple soundtracks this year too. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Trying to get involved as much as possible.
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. So you guys went to Banff as well. What was that like?
Really amazing. Like discovering a lot of new artists that we wouldn't think that would do research on, and then these people would do deep research into these subjects, and then you would go back in the studio and like rethink the way you would do rhythms, or the way you would feel record things, and just a lot of aspect that like you would just go back in the room, go out, do research, and then come back and then experiment with that research.
Yeah, and then like fully immersing yourself with other people that are kind of doing that thing.
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks. They gave us like a big studio, bunch of gear. We brought our own, and it was just like you're in the mountains. You get to go for a walk in the day, and you come back to your studio in the night. You feel inspired. So
that sounds amazing.
It does sound amazing. I know a lot of people that have gone to Banff to the Art Center for that kind of thing, for workshops, research, and things like that, and they all say the same thing. It's just like it's the perfect place to kind of disconnect from everything else and just kind of be surrounded by art and artists, and it really kind of elevates their game. You guys, we were talking off air. You guys have been together since 2015. You got together at like a mixer at your house.
Yeah,
Harrison.
I had a party at my place. So we did
masquerade.
Yeah, a masquerade.
Yeah, like a DJ masquerade party. And then that's where I met Sammy. And then he brought over like this mixer, and then he brought over like a synth, and then we started. Remember, we were on the floor. We had like a synth and a mixer. And I had like a fiddle hooked up to it.
Nice.
So we trying to like loop stuff.
Yeah. Did the whole party, you guys just kind of start surrounding you guys?
No,
no, you guys were kind of
that was like a straight DJ party. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
It was like after. It was like, all right.
Everybody was gone to bed. It was only two of us DJing the last song, and we were just trying some stuff and talking about sounds that we like, and then that made me think of bringing some synths into the space, and then we started getting serious and creating music and recording some little soundscapes, and at some point we realized that we had a sound, and that was MIRAJ, and that we wanted to keep that growing.
And now from the kitchen floor with a couple of things, now you guys got a studio with how many pieces of equipment now?
Yes, it's a mainframe. It's like a megazord of just a bunch of
all pieced together from other things.
Yeah.
Where do you talk about like sounds that you like finding sounds, like where you guys find your sounds? Like, is it from synthetic sounds, or do you go out and like record sounds that you hear in the world?
It's a bit of both. Yeah. Like for instance, like I've been following this instrument. It's like known for making really good ambient pads and tones. Yeah. And like you see other artists online, you go to like a festival, you see it being used, you're like, oh, I want that sound, you know? So you can do a little bit of research, and you start to, after a while, you're like, I think that would fit into my like equipment or my sound. Yeah. I always buy the manual ahead of time, or like I download it and I start reading it. So I'm like, okay, this is going to work for me.
This is what I can do. These are the limits of this piece of gear. Very cool.
Reading the manual.
Reading the manual. I don't know.
Wow.
That sounds odd.
So Crook the Kid, tomorrow night
Not at all.
at the Northern Season Series at NACC. You guys are the following night, Saturday night.
Yep.
Describe your music. Describe your show a little bit so people, if they're not familiar, give them an idea of what they're in for.
Environmental electronic music.
Okay.
So we kind of create these sort of island of sounds in specific scales with a different swing and tempo. Depending, we can always switch it up and make it more upbeat and or a little bit more ambient, more meditative. We do music for yoga, so a lot of like meditation music. It's easy for us to create soundscapes or sound bath.
Okay.
And then we'll add a lot of rhythmic parts to it. So it's like on the go, we can mix like a DJ would. You can mix like some beats onto an ambient soundscape and then create dense elements to it.
Very cool.
Yeah,
so we'll do a lot of variation.
We'll start off kind of slow.
Yeah.
You know, like very like soundscapey and synthy, and then probably like drop a beat. Like,
I was going to ask that because I mean, like for something like this, your hope is to kind of open your music up to some newer people as well. Maybe people that don't go out to the shows, but will come to NACC to kind of sit down and listen to some tunes or some music, not necessarily tunes.
they can dance too.
That's right.
The first, I guess they're opening up like a section in the front.
So, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I was wondering if you were going to hit them full bore or kind of give them like, hey, this is just a toe in the water for Mirage, but you're gonna start slow and amp it right up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We slow down the tempo of like a lot of techno tracks where we'll like sound a bit more reggaeton, which is a little bit more
like rap, I guess.
Yeah,
like a 90, you know,
right.
kind of slow with a lot of swing. And
Is there kind of a freewheeling element to it a little bit? You mentioned you
it's
can
improvise.
Improvise,
Like when you were asking where sounds come from, it's like a lot of prog reference from like being with our dads, and then like dance music being with our moms, and like a lot of new age for my grandma. So like all these references. And, like,
Cool.
Like, you know, listening to dance synths or sci-fi synths when you were a kid.
Yeah.
These kind of like references. And when we talk about that, we listen. Yesterday we were listening to the classic Vangelis by Blade Runner.
Yeah.
The soundtrack, and you know, you listen to that for a second, and then you go back into the synth. You're like, which we have like a representation of that synth. So we can like really work.
we also we build on certain instruments. So some stuff is structured. So like we've pre-recorded it. We know what it's going to sound like in the studio. But we have a lot of instruments that are just like blank palettes. So you just walk over, you know your scale, and you just start kind of ripping at the same time. So it's like a bit structured, but it's also a bit improvised. So we don't really know where we're going with it as well as we're moving along. Like we have an idea, but like we're kind of also listening and playing on the fly.
Okay.
We'll record a song 3 times, and it will never really sound the same. It will sound like an evolution of the other song, but there's so many differences because there's so many instruments that could be played all at once and sequenced into one part of the song.
It really is a jam then. You guys are
yeah. It's free jams.
But
then we prepare a bunch of orchestrations that we can mix whenever we feel it's the time.
Okay.
And extend onto it. Sometimes the song could be like 4 parts of that, like 28 parts, but then sometimes it can be all the 28 parts in 10 minutes and trying to find a way to make them fit.
That sounds terrifying.
It's part of the fun, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's exciting, I would imagine.
The fact that you don't really know what you're going to do live, and it could be anything, that's the exciting part.
Yeah.
Do you guys have like classical, like not classical, but like instruments? Are you guys musicians? Not that you're not musicians. But whoa, that's not what I meant. But like, did you guys start playing guitar or play piano or things like that?
Yeah. Since like 12, self-taught.
Yeah.
By ear, just picking up the guitar, like playing in like Tool, Nirvana.
Of course.
Style band in high school and
I was
evolving.
I was in the band.
Oh, okay.
I played jazz trombone.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
I played a little trumpet back in high school.
Yeah, I went down to Disneyland and marched around.
Oh, yeah?
Nice.
Yeah. Very cool.
Awesome.
So you guys are gonna have the entire kit out on the stage. Is that right?
Yeah, we're gonna take our studio and put it out there because we don't really get that chance. We're not ever gonna get that chance again. Like really, because like we went away to Montreal and everything's in bags and went to Banff.
Right.
So we can't really bring like the really big the big keyboards with us.
Mm-hmm.
So like this show we can bring it all over. We're gonna set it all up. We'll make
it look cozy. Like
like
you're invited in our studio and seeing what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have like a video synth too, so we got like the visual aspect of it as well. Like we've been playing around with a lot of audio.
Yeah, it's also improvised and synchronized with the music.
Yeah. Would you guys? I mean, have you played on a stage, kind of separated from the audience this much before, or are you kind of used to having the audience like right on top of you?
No, MUTEC, a lot a lot of stages, like you're off, you're kind of like pushed off to the side, or like
in your own
you're playing.
Of course, yeah. What do you prefer, kind of being in your bubble or having like the audience? Like,
like a DJ party is like people are right on top of you. Some people are like pointing at you. And this is kind of like it's kind of pretty chill. Like, like, we got our instruments. It's like enjoy yourself. Just
just leave us alone.
I like feeling the same sound in the crowd. Like I like being like on the same like floor.
Same level.
Feeling the same bass. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, it sounds like it's going to be an awesome show, guys. I mean, we've heard some of your music around town. Obviously, you did a movie at Dead North. Tell us about the soundtracks you worked on for Dead North this year, and then we'll let everyone know that they can get some tickets to the show on Saturday.
For mine, Sammy, it was for Arda Lili, and it's a short film, really beautiful. The direction of photography speaks for itself, and it's a lot of instrumental is leading to the like weirdness and dark world. It was really challenging because like I'm used to make meditative healing sounds and sounds that feel good and kind of like you want to chill and heal, and this one is like a scary one, so you had to like really channel yourself and go into like darker scales and really touch like the tones that makes you feel like weird and like the whole way,
Right. How was that for you?
But so it was like just a challenge. I remember being in the studio and like getting into a dark space and really like getting into it.
Yeah.
So like for like a couple of hours looping a bunch of stuff. And
do you find that easier almost because you kind of have a direction that you're heading, right? You have an idea of what perhaps the cinematography is looking for in a soundtrack. Is that kind of easier? Do you prefer that, or do you prefer to just kind of let your...
It's easy in a way that it's already directed, so like you just become selfless and you visualize the movie, and then it comes really intuitively. Like already when Rachel was talking to me about the movie and the vision she had, I was like, oh, I know what I'm like want to try to do, but like, and I was already thinking of like which chords and keys to play, and then once I was in front of it, it was pretty much what I was imagining. But
I did the exact opposite. I had like they actually gave it to me so I could see it in front of me, and then I just actually like stood over a keyboard and like kind of tried to like time it with it. And then,
nice.
Yeah, which so like start the recording, and then like I made it. It was for like a Ryland Johnson.
Oh yeah,
it was a Groundhog Night.
Oh okay.
It's like it's pretty dark, but
nice.
It's I tried to make it so it was like kind of like a journey. I used a lot of like choir voices, and I used this synth from like the 80s where it's if you like hold a chord, it like makes these like really eerie tones and kind of goes on for a while. So it's got this like Star Trek kind of like isolation kind of feel.
Nice.
And then I used like an analog synth that's like arpeggiated, so it's like really aggressive, kind of makes you feel like your head's falling off or something. It's like it's just really fun to like pick certain synths and like you set them all up, and then you have like the movie in front of you, and then you can actually like start recording, and you're like, okay, like you rewatch it a couple times, and then as you hit record, you can kind of like time the two things so that you kind of can control when it gets intense, I guess.
Okay. Very cool.
Yeah.
Right on. Looking forward to it, guys. Thanks so much for coming by this morning.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. We're going to have a couple of giving away a couple tickets. NACC's giving away a couple tickets.
Couple pairs of tickets.
Couple pairs of tickets.
Yeah. To Cook the
each
Kid
show?
tomorrow
4
night.
Tickets? To each show?
Four tickets to each show.
All right.
2 pairs of tickets.
There you go.
Yeah. 2 pairs of tickets for Cook the Kid tomorrow night, and a couple pairs of tickets for Mirage Saturday night. Go to the NACC Facebook page, share the events if you want to go to those shows and get some free tickets. And they possibly will be in touch.
Awesome. Harrison, Sammy, thanks so much.
Cheers. Thanks.
Have a good one.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast was recorded before a sort of live, thankfully not in the studio, audience.
It was announced yesterday that there will be a Hulk Hogan movie. Biopics are having a huge resurgence. Already this last year we had Bohemian Rhapsody. This year we've got The Rocket Man, which is the Elton John biopic. Now we hear that we're getting a Hulk Hogan biopic. And guess who is playing Hulk Hogan? Thor himself, Chris Hemsworth.
I guess that makes sense.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it.
I
bet Hulk Hogan loves it.
Oh, how could you not?
Yeah.
When you told me about it earlier this morning, I was like, what? What? Okay, that's stupid. But now I'm looking at pictures of them side by side. It's not necessarily that Chris Hemsworth looks like Hulk Hogan or vice versa, but I mean, if you threw that handlebar mustache on him, that's passable.
Absolutely. He's going to have to get even more jacked than he is as Thor, though. He's going to have to add like 4 or 5 inches to those biceps.
Yeah.
To get those 24-inch pythons.
Yeah, got to get that HGH going.
That's right. Don't we all? I put it on my breakfast cereal. But what I wanted to talk to you about is that that's a cool idea. Hulk Hogan biopic. Obviously, like when I was a kid, I loved Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
When he told me to take my vitamins, I said no. But I still really
Did you say your prayers?
No, I didn't.
Well, you didn't listen to anything.
No, I really didn't.
Did you? Wow.
I really didn't. And,
okay.
I was not a real American.
Bad little Hulkamaniac.
I was a terrible Hulkamaniac. I was like a Hulk acquaintance act.
I was part of the One Warrior Nation myself.
Me too.
So
I was a warrior. I was a little warrior.
I was a Hulkster fan, but Ultimate Warrior was
just a little higher. And they were just what's ironic is that they were the 2 most popular wrestlers at that time, and both the worst wrestlers. 2 of the worst wrestlers in the history of the WWF. Like just awful.
Yeah, probably last and second last.
Yeah. The reasons they don't have any legendary matches. They have legendary moments.
Yes.
Right? So like Hulk Hogan body slamming Andre the Giant is a huge moment.
Yeah.
But that's Andre going, yeah, go ahead. Yeah, I'll put you over. That's what Andre did. And then like he had like, have you ever watched the match? Like it all culminated in WrestleMania 6 where they fought each other.
Wasn't that WrestleMania 3?
No. WrestleMania 6 Ultimate Warrior Hulk Hogan.
Oh,
at Skydome.
Ultimate Warrior Hulk.
Yeah.
Sorry,
that was
I thought you
WrestleMania
meant
3 against
Andre
Giant.
Hulk Hogan. Okay.
But like it all culminated with those 2 fighting each other because they're the 2 most popular intercontinental belt, world heavyweight belt on the line. And it's like 30 minutes of just the most god-awful wrestling you've ever seen in your life. And I remember just being so jacked about it when I was a kid. And you watch it now, and it's like...
just the worst match ever.
Brutal.
Well, and so I thought you were talking about the Andre Hulk Hogan match earlier, and you said it's Andre saying, "Here, just body slam me, and you'll be a superstar." The thing about that match, though, is that by that time in his life, Andre the Giant was
almost dead.
Yeah, he was so sick and not well. For some reason, was still performing in the ring.
Just like last shot at glory.
Yeah, and that was probably the one and only time that Hulk Hogan actually carried a match. He was the reason that the match was watchable.
That's right. Yeah.
And for, beyond the spectacle of him body slamming, whatever Andre weighed, like 550 pounds or something like that. Yeah. Beyond that, I think from a wrestling purist perspective,
which you are,
that was kind of the moment that was like, okay, there's a bit of a redemption there for Hulk Hogan as a wrestler. He actually made that watchable, which it otherwise wouldn't have been.
What I wanted to ask you about this is that now we know that Chris Hemsworth is going to be the Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Who is going to be everyone else? Like you got to cast a Mean Gene. You got to cast an Andre the Giant. You got to cast like a Big Boss Man. You got to cast like a Macho Man, Randy Savage. Who do you do? Like
got to cast the Nasty Boys.
The Nasty Boys. Who do you cast as the Nasty Boys? Oh. I like Jack Black as Bam Bam Bigelow. I like that. Maybe
good. That's good.
Like Hugh Jackman as the Undertaker. He's not as big, but
you know what? Actually, Jack Black would make he would make a really good Jimmy Hart.
He would make my goodness, he would make a great Jimmy Hart.
Yeah. How good would Jack Black be in that role?
Yeah. Kevin Hart as Coco Beware. That's a lock. We'll just lock that up right now. Kevin Hart as Coco Beware. But who do you get to play Macho Man Randy Savage?
That's a tough one. You brought it up off the air before we went into this break, and I've been trying to think of I can't really think anyone who would suit that.
I'm seeing one right here. It's Bobby Cannavale, and that would kind of work. He kind of looks like him, and I think he could do it. He's been in a whole bunch of movies, most recently in like Ant-Man versus Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Okay.
Have you seen Ant-Man?
No.
Oh well, then there you go. He's been in Curb Your Enthusiasm as well. He's like
maybe Paul Rudd.
Yeah, Paul Rudd.
Throw a beard on him, some crazy eyes.
No, he could be a mouth from the South because
he could be Jimmy Hart too.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so who do you get to be like Brother Love? And
we got all kinds of ideas for Jimmy Hart.
Absolutely, and he's probably not even going to be in the movie that long. But like I don't know, someone like Bret the Hitman Hart. You get who could you get for Bret the Hitman Hart?
I mean, I don't even know if Bret would necessarily be in the movie.
Oh, he'd be in there.
Yeah, I guess they did. Yeah, they had that moment, WrestleMania 10 or whatever it was,
when Hulk was like,
when Hulk stole his title.
That's right. Oh yeah,
yeah. I don't know who you'd get to pick play Bret Hart.
Yeah.
I'm seeing the name Bradley Cooper in here in this story about the biopic.
Oh really?
It's not
For
necessarily. It's not really saying.
But like Terry Crews is Rocky Johnson.
Ooh.
Ah.
All right. Yeah.
Bradley Cooper as, I don't know who you put Bradley Cooper as.
Bradley Cooper is Eric Bischoff.
Hey.
The man who stole him away to WCW.
There you go. Well, we'll continue our casting ideas, and we'll keep you abreast of all the Hulk Hogan biopic news as it comes out.
Because you're dying to know.
You are dying to know. Captain Radio exclusive. Cast? Hulk Hogan, Mean Gene Okerlund. Oh, Danny DeVito is Mean Gene Okerlund.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, you just got to de-age him.
Yeah.
We have the technology.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca.